Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Coach Jan, and tonight in North Hollywood, California, I am having a class, a special Tai Chi push hands sparring class. Essentially, it's going to be Taiwanese style Tai Chi World Cup sports push hands, and it's going to be great. And pretty much anybody is welcome to come. So you can reach out to me through janstaichi.com or through any of my social channels, and you'd be welcome to come. So, but reach out if you can beforehand, and that'll be at the Shaolin American Self-Defense Academy tonight, SASDA, at the Shaolin American Self-Defense Academy. So that's at 7 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Everybody's welcome. And today, I saved my training. Normally I do a morning training session right after dropping my son off from school. But today I saved my training to save my energy for tonight. And we're going to do a warm-up exercise that will help me prepare for this evening. And I hopefully share some just kind of a different routine with you guys. So here we go, without further ado. And of course, as usual, starting with feet shoulder length apart and parallel, imaginary string lifting from the top of the head, tailbone falling down. The whole body should feel like relaxation is cascading down. Each vertebrae getting farther and farther away from the last. So until the tailbone drops. Special attention on the middle finger of each hand. Mouth closed, tongue to the ceiling of the mouth, and all breath into the belly, more specifically, lower down chin, 3 finger lengths below the belly button. Inhale, draw the color in. Exhale, wash the color down the arms and the palms and fingertips. Inhale deep. Exhale, washing down. Exhale, drop the hands, inhaling up. Exhale, wash the color out. Inhale, drawing in. Interlace, exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Breathing formula 2, inhaling up. Even deeper. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Breathing formula 3. Inhaling. Exhale out. Inhaling up. 1. Even deeper. 2. Even deeper inhalation. 3. Exhaling down. 4. Inhaling up. Even deeper. Even deeper. Even deeper. Exhaling down. Again, inhaling. This time use the belly. Next one, use the obliques. Next one, the lower back. Finally, the entire belt, waist, obliques, lower back, belly. All at the same time. Shift into one leg and then expand out to feet shoulder length and a half apart, hollow fists on the wrist, relax everything between the wrist and the shoulder. Pelvis rotates in the femur, exhale. Weight stays on the heels. Inhale, breath pulls you up, eyes on the belly button. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, eyes on the belly button. Exhaling. Again. And reverse it. One more. Dropping the hands down. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Wrists lift the body. Exhale, wash out. Inhale, draw the wrists back. Exhale, the hands float down. Turn to the side here. Inhaling up. Exhale, the palms and fingertips. Breath pulls the wrist back. Exhale, fingers falling down, soften the back. Where the fingers are, that's the level of the back. Behind the legs, that's softening. All the tension, any unnecessary tension in the muscles being washed away. Inhaling up. Exhale out. Inhale, hollow fists. And exhaling. Pelvis rotates in the femur, bend the knees. Chest parallel to the ground. Straight line from the top of the head to the tailbone. Inhale to the belly. Exhale down the leg. Into the belly. Exhale through the lungs, washing the lungs. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, washing down the arms and palms and fingertips. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, spread the color out. Spread the whole body. Inhale, open the hands. And exhaling, reach the hands through the legs, straight behind you. Lift the collarbone as well. Do your best to keep the back flat like a table. Even if I don't always do it. Always working to improve. Inhale to the belly. Exhale, spread the collar out the whole body. Do your best to look for any unnecessary tension in the body, any dark patches you might find in the mind's eye, or any cold areas of the body. Inhale deep. Exhale, your best to soften unnecessary tension. Let the color melt it away. Permeate, penetrate those areas. Or restore color to the dark areas. Or warmth to the cold areas. One more breath. Exhaling down. Inhale, breath lifts the wrist lifts the body. Exhaling out. Inhale deep. Exhale, shift to one side. Inhale, hands coming up. Knee goes across the hips and then out. Exhaling down. Shift the weight. Inhaling up, knee goes across the hips. Out. Exhaling down. Cover the face like you're boxing. And then inhale, turn the palms out. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Open the hips. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Stage 2 out. Exhale down 1. Inhaling up 1 and 2. Exhaling down. Inhaling up 1 and 2. And then exhaling down. See the hip, knee and the hip falling to the groin. Inhaling up. Exhale. And one more. Softening the hands. You're going to start to warm up the concept of a single point on the body, pulling the whole body. Inhaling the thumb, like you're hailing a cab or hitchhiking, more specifically. Inhaling, the breath pulls the tip of the thumb and pulls the whole body. Exhaling, collapse. When I say collapse, I mean soften the knees, let the pelvis rotate on the femur. I'm not bending the back specifically. Pelvis is rotating on the femur, so my spine is still straight. It's just the pelvis is rotated. When you're loaded here, inhale, inflate the tricep, inhaling through the index finger, and come up. The other hand is going to gently reach down as this happens. Exhaling down again. Inhale. A really gentle reach on the other hand. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling down. Weight should shift to the heels. Even though you're forward, even though you find yourself forward here, think of it as a load. You find yourself forward, but my weight's still on my hips and my heels. Then I can go ball of foot, big toe. Totally different. So you load here, and then when you want to come up, you go ball of foot, big toe, and up. So we're here, we're coming back, coming down, ball of foot, big toe, up. And that pressing the big toe into the ground catalyzes the inhalation. Exhaling into the heels, softening, relaxing, ball of foot, big toe. Inhale, breath pulls you. And this hand just reaches down to help complete the shape of the upper arm. My hand is not reaching across my body as much as it is inflating, and then the tip of the finger gets pulled to the wall behind me. One more time each side. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling. These are core mechanics, especially for competitive push hands, for the more subtle competitive push hands that really bridges more so into dynamic grappling and other quote unquote more hardcore arts. Inhaling up. Notice the inflation even in the tricep here. The fingers spin. And inhaling up. Like you're hugging a tree, but standing. And exhale, shift. I'm going to point the camera down just a little bit so you can see the dynamics here. Feet shoulder apart parallel. When I exhale, one foot is going to point up, so the toe points up, the heel stays down, and I melt this hip away. Notice how it creates all that hole right here. This is a hole you want people to fall into. Dropping down, inhaling up. Shift to the other side as you exhale. Again, creating the hole. That hip should feel like butter, just melt away. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Let's get to the hands now. Hands up. Fingers facing each other. You can give a little bit of wind beneath the wings here by inflating the tricep. The elbows lift up a little bit. And exhale. But when you exhale, definitively drop that elbow as if gravity pulls it down. As that hip melts away, gravity pulls that elbow down. There's no tension coming down. It's a full relaxation to allow gravity to work with you as you create that hole. Inhaling up. The bottom hand is inflating up. The same way we were just doing this, it inflates up, while the other hand should be essentially behind the shoulder or on the scapula of the opponent. And you exhale using the scapula as a gentle handle. It's not a grab, it's a slide. The hand is gently sticking and sliding along the scapula, using the ridges in it as a handle, dropping down. Again, the elbow drops down with gravity, and then inhaling, spinning, and inflating back up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, feel very full. One hand is the yin hand, the other hand is the yang hand. The yin hand is softening out, the yang hand is turning your opponent, pushing the shoulder, spinning and spiraling the fingers to push momentum through the opponent's shoulders and through their neck, meaning that this shoulder on your opponent, or either one, will push through your opponent's neck as you turn them, as the weight drops on the other side. So it goes like just right here. Inhaling up. And that's a very clear visualization for you as the executor of this move. You really want to visualize a line pushing through from your fingers, through the shoulders, through the neck of your opponent, essentially driving one shoulder over the other through the neck. So it drives over the other through the neck, while the other hand softens and drops. That's how you get those big, nice big throws, spinning an opponent right into this hole. You create a barrier with your body, and then you take that barrier away. You inflate upward, you feel very solid, and all of a sudden, one side empties. Inhaling up. Five more each side. You might even want to start to cut the angle even a little bit more into you, meaning that rather than just dropping down, start to make the angle, the circle smaller and tighter, meaning that you're dropping earlier. When you drop earlier, it gives you less time to move out of the way. So that means your spiral has to be even sharper here as well in the hips and in the waist. Really dropping down. And feel how that starts to twist the body. How it requires more flexibility and a clear understanding of how you're moving versus the opponent. So you really want to be able to suck the opponent in and have him go right down. One more time each side. And now we're going to inhale up, reaching the other hand out, and exhale. Inhale out. Exhale, bring in. Inhale out. Exhale, bring in. Inhale out. Exhale, bring in. Notice that you're on opposite sides and you come right to the center line. The knee is around the outside center line, will likely touch. This is a Muay Thai technique, but very, very helpful for push hands as well. Lots of Muay Thai clinch work is very, very helpful for push hands and vice versa. Push hands is very, very helpful for Muay Thai clinch work, especially with the idea of letting go of the clinch and turning it into a push, especially if you're setting up pushes, kicks with pushes, which is one of my favorite things about Muay Thai. Inhaling up, exhale to center. From a Tai Chi perspective, really feel the deviation from your center line, the two opposite twists here, and then exhaling and feel your body naturally wants to coil back to center. So you want to go with that and add the breath to it. Rather than snapping back to center, you want to feel the body wanting to go back, and then you want to add your willpower momentum to that natural motion. This also helps to open up the hips as well, especially for what we'll do next. Hands behind the back, inhaling up. My hands are really small on my back. Inhaling up, exhale, step back and sink. So essentially, someone tries to sweep the leg out, you pick it up, you step back. Or you might pick it up and step out. Right now we're going to step back. Inhale, step back, and bend that front leg so the nose is over the knee, knees over the big toe. Straight line. Back. Inhaling, pull yourself back. Inhaling deeper up. Exhale back. Inhale, pull yourself back. Inhaling deeper up. Exhale back. I'll do it from the side so you can see. Inhale, breath pulls you back. Even deeper. Exhale. Sink. Inhaling back. Do your best to keep the head somewhat level. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Inhaling, going to the shadow, so come over here. And you can start going forward if you're going too far back. Inhaling up. Exhale forward. To the side. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 1, 2. Inhaling up. Exhale forward. 1, 2. A few more. Inhaling up. Exhale. 1, 2. Notice that I'm going into an A-frame rather than a traditional yang style front stance. The A-frame is for, especially push hands, for counter wrestling, for making the wrestlers I think you're overcommitting. So this is a very important posture, especially if someone shoots to your legs for a takedown. So if you're doing push hands, or if you're a push hands player and you're playing with a wrestler and they're going to shoot to your legs, one of the things that you have to know is how to sprawl, meaning how to shoot your legs back, your hips back with your feet, and drop your chest and upper body onto their back. So you sprawl onto them. So this Wu style A-frame is really good for that. Inhaling up. Oh, let's go forward. Exhale forward. Inhaling up. Exhale forward. And since we just talked about sprawling, let's actually do some. That'll be a wonderful, nice warm up. Let's get a nice kick in first, and we'll go right to the sprawls. We're going to do shallow kicks, inhaling into the belly, toe pointed out. My toe is pointed down. It's not touching, it's not weighted on the ground. Just the tip of my toe is down. Either back leg is straight. This is Sai Jiao, the first of the Shaolin kicking line drills. We're going to inhale the color into the belly, exhale, push the color through the hand and the foot simultaneously, expanding on our awareness to split down each limb, the hand and the foot. Same side, right hand, right foot. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Side Jiao. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we'll do 10 sprawls. The sprawls essentially look like this. You could just drop down, and if you've never done it before, you can slowly back your hips up and just go into a push-up position. So you can back your hips up and go into a push-up position. But from there, now bring this down just a little bit more. From here, you're going to push your hips, drop your hips to the ground, get your legs as far as you can, and look up to the ceiling. So this can look like a hybrid yoga stretch, but the concept is to drop the hips down as much as you can to the ground. If your opponent's head is in between your legs, you want to drop the hips on them. If you do it early, and perhaps you make contact with the belly or the chest, or even your collarbone, you want to drop all of that on. If your chin touches your opponent's back, you want to start using it to position yourself as a leverage point. So we're going to do 10 of these. We'll do it right here. The sprawls are really important. And again, if you've never done them before, I recommend slowly going into a push-up position, spreading the legs back and looking up. Ideally, you're warmed up and you can split as far as possible with your legs. I am not that warm yet. And even if I was, I wouldn't be able to split too much, but this always works for me. So anyway, looking up and then come on up and we'll just do 10. As a matter of fact, let's throw out a nice jab cross to warm up the shoulders too when we're standing. So standing up, jab cross, fast hands, come down, look up, back up, fast hands, put down, and look up. So you don't have to do the push-up, just get the body down, use the abs to bring the knees in, super important, and stand up. So you're getting a little workout in the belly too. 1, 2, out, look up, contract. Notice how I'm becoming a ball and then standing right back up. 1, 2. 1, 2. And really imagine someone pressure coming through your hips. You have to get the hips out of the way. You have to be sensitive enough to move the hips back and drop the weight down. Again, that A-frame right here. So think about that A-frame, drop it down. 4 more. 3 more. And totally fine and really wonderful to take this slow as well. You can go down, drop the hips down, looking up, feel the abs contract, push the hands more into the ground as the abs contract so you can support your feet sliding up, come up. 3 more, Hands down, spreading out. Look up. I like to exhale here and then inhale up. A lot of times I'll exhale down. So I'm dropping everything to the ground, including my breath, complete drop. So exhale down and then inhale up. Exhaling and then release. Inhale coming up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Release. And one more. And gentle. Nice. Bring it back to a Tai Chi drill. The hands, feet shoulder length apart parallel, and just swinging the arms, catching the breath. Gentle banging of the arms on the spleen, kidneys, and liver. The head is forward. It's only the waist moving, the feet are stationary. And then release the back heel. Keeping the head forward. The imaginary string that we talked about before should feel very solid. That sense of awareness should feel very solid. So even though you're moving, it seems your center should feel like a pillar. And now start bringing the arm, dropping the body down, again, that weight on the hips, on the heels, and then switching to the ball of foot, big toe as you go across. Down. And it's a very subtle wave back from the heel to the ball of foot. The foot doesn't come up at all. It's super subtle. If you didn't know it was happening, someone may not be able to pick up on it. That's how subtle it should be. You don't want to stay all the time on the ball of foot and big toe. In terms of overemphasizing. For the sake of this exercise. When you're playing push hands, you might have to, because you don't want to let your philosophy overpower the needs of the moment, or be louder than the needs of the moment. And then release the head. And what I mean by needs of the moment is simply that somebody might be pushing you from all angles very rapidly. You may need to keep your feet focused on ball, foot, big toe. Totally common. That's okay. When you release the head, start to look behind you. And then relax and just keep it going side to side. Now the head is twisting. And now keep the feet locked, but just the waist is twisting. And start to soften again, slow it down. And with this slowness, now let's start to be aware of the feet and stepping back with the movement. So step back and turn. Step back and turn. Step back and turn. And now you're swinging over the shoulders again, stepping back and turning. I'm going to turn around, come back toward the camera, stepping back and turn. Really feel how this is a big, big toss. Really get the opponent off of you. And we can do it even going forward. This time we're going to step. When you step forward, throw. So interesting thing about this one, and this will be a little freestyle for today. On this, oftentimes, here we are swinging up, just to give you an idea of where we are. Oftentimes, what I'll notice is that in playing, I'll lift somebody up here, and I have to take this side away that I've loaded pressure on for them to fall. So by doing this and stepping forward, sometimes you'll get them loaded into one leg. So if I was playing, I'm left leg forward right now, I would more than likely have the opponent loaded into his right leg. So if I have the opponent loaded into his right leg, the thing that I more than likely want to do in that moment, since he's going to switch to the left leg very quickly, is to spin and pull him right down as he switches to the left leg. As he releases from his right leg, he's going into the left, and I'm spinning him on that left. So we went up here, one, and then you switch your stance. One, switch stance, down. So that's just a nice little freestyle moment, but let's try that here. So swing up, switch your stance, and pull down. Swing up, switch the stance, and pull down for the crank. Switch the stance and drop lower. And the tighter you can be with your switching the stance, the tighter the circle is going to be up here. Because if you remember correctly, here, when we drop, you have that suction, and you're not getting the same suction with this moment. If you come up here, you may not get the same suction. You have the scapula, you have his shoulder pressed up against him, but he's loaded into one leg. So he wants to get out of there. He's probably going to want to go the other direction. So you can do one of two things. You can switch step, go down, or you can keep this and just turn the other way, but that's going to require even more finesse and more timing to pull him off of the leg that he's going into. So I do recommend here, switch step, over. One more time, up, switch step, over. But let's actually go from this moment here to dragon whips its tail. This is a Neigong exercise that's not in any particular Neigong set. I was taught this exercise independently of sets. So, inhaling up, exhale, turn. Inhaling up. And we're seated, feet shoulder length apart, shoulder length and a half apart. I'm inhaling up, exhale. And you can change the breath patterns in this as well. Inhaling up for the switch, exhale. I am the middle finger to the top hand. And now let's switch the breathing pattern. Exhaling, switch, inhale. Exhaling, switch, inhale and energize. Exhaling, switch. I notice for myself, and this might just be the way I've been trained to respond to inhalation and exhalation, but when I exhale, my hands are lighter when I exhale and switch, and they're more full when I inhale and turn. When I inhale here, my hands are heavier, and then they're still very sharp on the turn when I exhale. So just a note, I do notice in William Chen's reverse breathing Tai Chi form that there's an emphasis on lightness, where in transitions, where in the Wu style Tai Chi as I've learned it from Keith Tong, which is essentially direct from Wu Gong Yi, the emphasis is on heaviness. So one is emphasis on lightness in transition, the other one's having this emphasis on heaviness, as if you're climbing through your opponent, softly sticking to them, but dropping your weight on them. That's the Wu style version. The William Chen is more so fill space, release, and fill another space rapidly. And let's bring it back to some kicks. Another Shaolin kick, feet together. Left hand over right. Out, palm out, pushing out. And we're just going to kick the leg straight up as high as you can. The toe flex this time. So toe flex rather than pointed flexed, aiming at your nose. You're going to kick up 10 times with each leg. I like to do 5 inhalations up, 5 exhalations up. And let's go for it. Switch. As I push the color through the toes, from the belly through the leg when you do these. Again, the concept of all this stuff, again, as I have been trained, is essentially give the breath a color visualization to be able to whip that through the body or pull it in a whipping fashion, whether you're inhaling, reverse breathing, or exhaling, putting it out. So even with the kicks, that holds true. Inhaling up. Seated for a moment, hugging the tree. Shoulder length and a half apart. Tailbone drops. Shoulder blades disappear to the back. Inhale, drawing the color in. It's the soft part of the arms. It's the belly. Exhaling down the hard part. Through the fingertips, do your best to feel and visualize the breath work going between the visualization, between the fingertips. 6 breaths in. Palms out. Same breathing pattern into the soft part, out to the hard part. 6 breaths. In and out. And inhaling deep, exhale, bringing it back to the crank motion. This time without the softening of the hip. We're just working the waist. And you are only working the waist, we're not adding the hip at all. The hips are stationary. Use the core right now for this. Inhaling up. Exhale. Same concept, finger spins up. Yin hand, exhale, pulls on the scapula, slides, sticking to the scapula, pulling it down. Elbow, gravity pulls it down. This hand spins, pushing one shoulder through the opponent's neck. Inhaling up. Eye and the middle finger of the top hand. Stay seated for this. And then inhale, stand up. Feet still, shoulder length and a half apart. And exhale, sink and sit. Same thing, but now you use the hip. And as you turn the hip, make sure that this knee doesn't pull with the hip. The only way you can make sure of that is to push the knee out and create distance in the groin from the hip going one way, the knee going the other. So you have this separation. This is normally the hand gesture to describe that separation. Inhaling up. So the hip should not pull your knee in this format of the exercise. When you do it for real, it absolutely should. But you want to isolate hip power here. And also save your knees, because if you keep this stance while you're doing and pulling the knee with the hip, it'll groin the kneecap, so you don't want to do that. Up. Getting a little closer. down. Let's bring back some kicks. This time we'll do outside crescent kicks. Then we'll do some inside crescents, just to warm up the hips a little bit more. Shaolin kick, posture out. Your chest is open. The concept is having the heart open to Buddha and Chan Buddhism, which is Shaolin Kung Fu, and opening the rib cage as much as you can, keeping the heel of the palm pushing outward. And do your best to keep the elbows from dropping down. So the entire time, holding this posture as erect as possible. And now let's do inside crescents first. And we're going to pull 10 on each leg. 1, 2, you can slap the other hand if you like. 3. And switch legs. And now outside crescent kicks. The first 5, we're going to do gentle, meaning just lift the leg up and slap it, turn it out. Slap the hands if you can. From inside to outside. And now we're going to explode the hip a little more. So you're going to lift it straight up and then explode it, exhaling, push it out. I recommend inhaling up, exhaling out. That. Inhale straight up, straight leg as much as possible, and kick it out. Kick it out and really let the breath visualization explode through the hip. And the other side, 5 gentle. And then 5 exploding, inhale up, exhale out. Straight up and out. Inhale deep. Bring the hands together, feet 2 fists apart. Inhaling up. Fingers reaching to the back wall, chest to the ceiling, hips forward, weight on the toes. Exhale, low back, fingers forward. Keep the knees straight. Go down as far as you can, no matter how high you are, as long as your legs are straight. Soften the knees. Inhale, breathless the wrist. Drawing the collar to the belly, fingers to the back, chest up, hips forward, weight on the toes. Exhale, low back, fingers forward. Soften the knees. Inhaling up. This time, put 1 foot forward, keep the toe up. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Grab the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull yourself in a little deeper. Inhale deep. Exhale. And then inhale up. Switch sides. 1 foot out. Exhaling down. Hold the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale, pull yourself in a little deeper. Inhale deep. Exhale, settle into it. Inhaling up. Switch the legs 45 degrees. Exhaling down. Hold. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pull yourself a little deeper. Inhale deep. Exhale, soften. Inhale up. Switch 45 degrees. Toe stays up. Exhaling down. Hold the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pull yourself deeper. Inhale deep. Exhale. Soften into it. Inhale up. Switch legs 90 degrees out. Hold the toe. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pull yourself in deeper. Inhale deep. Exhale. Just settle into it. Inhaling up. And switch legs 1 more time. Exhaling down. Hold the leg. Inhale deep. Exhale. Pull yourself in. Inhale deep. Exhale. Settle into it. Inhaling up. Hands over the head. Exhale. White light down the legs. Inhaling up to the right side. Exhale. Down the right. Inhale, white light up. Exhale, white light down. One more white line up. Line behind the back. Exhale down the back. And slide it up. Front. Inside. Turn down the outside. Inside. Turn down the outside. Even down the tops of the hands. Off the shoulders. And down the back. Gentle. Inhale out. Fingers up. Exhale down. One. So shift the weight to the heels. Just the fingers go up. Two. Two more. Rub the hands together. Exhaling, pushing the color into the lungs and the chest, warming up. Strengthening the lungs, tapping around pectoral major muscles around the breast, massage deeper into the pressure points, the lymph nodes. And then floating rib up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Hips up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 fingers on the sternum, up and down. Collarbone. Other side, looking up, open the hand, palm, pushing the neck, muscle and neck apart as you go up past the chin, and really soften all the way through the groin, the reproductive organs here. Back of the neck. Hormones. Here, thumb, squeeze, switch. Immune system, up the front, over, down the back, under. Index and middle finger, strong pressure on the ears. Up on the face to the side, up to the side, release, up to the side, release, up to the side, release. Fingers to the scalp, front to back, back to front, front to back, back to front, massage, front to back, front slapping, front to back, back to front, hollow fist, gentle banging, front to back, back to front. Grab the scalp, lead it like go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the direction. 1, 2, 3. The top of the forehead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reverse it. Temples. And reverse it to the heart. Middle finger, switch. Tongue. Reverse it. Flicking the fingers out. Thumbs. 1, 2, 3. Grab. 1, 2, 3. Close the eyes. Inhale. White line to the belly. Spread through the whole body. Inhale up the front. White line. Lift the head. Exhale down the back. Head to heels. White line. Up the left side. Inhaling up. Exhaling down the right. White line. Inhale to the belly. Exhale. Push the light to the top of the head. Make a fountain. Like a bubble around the body. One more breath. White line to the belly. Exhale down the legs into the ground. And come back up and around like a fountain. Reverse, making a bigger bubble of light around you. And just feel the light through the whole body. Enjoy the light, being this bubble of light. Gratitude for the body, the space you're in, people in your life. Love you guys. Love you, Mark. Thanks for joining, as usual. Always so great to do this with you. And if anyone wants to come tonight to North Hollywood, Shaolin American Self-Defense Academy, and there'll be push hands. So just message me. Let me know. JansTaiChi.com. Love you guys.